Welcome back, Wizards. This is K Hoops, the human in charge of the visuals and sound for the Rift Wizard series. And we just released a demo that includes the majority of the base game. You're going to be able to play all the way up through the final two stages. So the demo will cut you off when you drop into one of the penultimate bosses. So you won't be able to do those big 5x5 bosses in Mordred, but the rest of the game, at least the base game, is yours to tinker around with and see what's up with Rift Wizard 3. As far as like the Archmage trials and like other modes, that will be in EA. That is not a part of the demo that is available to you now. So I'm not planning to do like a full playthrough right now. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Rift Wizard 3. What is it? Why is it? And so I'm going to click on New Game, Normal Game, since the trials and the weekly runs and mutated runs are not available in this demo. The flavor text has been updated, but the story remains the same. We are once again an amnesiac wizard waking to a ruined world. Okay, so the first thing you'll notice is there's a new art style, and that the map is much smaller. The map increased in size in Rift Wizard 2, and one thing that became obvious after playing Rift Wizard 2 for a long time and watching other people play it is that the large map size kind of like unfairly incentivized just like minion spam at the detriment of maybe like the beefier individual minions, and kind of just I don't know, the maps are quite large. There's a lot of like space, so we wanted to create a Rift Wizard experience that was more immediate, where you're kind of always close to enemies, and have more viable builds and strategies. And I really like the smaller field. You can still do minion spam, but I do think like individual minions carry a lot more weight now that they don't like have as far to travel. Also just like moving around the board feels a lot better, since like moving a single space has a lot more value than in Rift Wizard 1 and 2. And as you can see, we moved away from pixel art. I did test out some new pixel art ideas early in development, then ultimately settled on this. And just for transparency of how this art was made, all the assets are drawn to scale. These are not like shrunk down, at least on the main map. They are shrunk down in the UI. But the characters, at least the 1x1 characters, are 60 by 60 pixels. I drew them with the digital pen in Procreate, and then finished off the sprite sheets in Aseprite. And Aseprite's the tool I used for Rift Wizard 1 and 2. There are new sound effects. They are less arcadey and crunchy than 1 and 2, just to complement the new art style. And there's a new soundtrack, and this time I collaborated with a friend of mine named Sean Conrad. I had reached out to him to record some dulcimer improv, and he sent me a bunch of dulcimer tracks, a few guitar tracks, and a piano track. And I was initially just planning to like chop them up and like put them into like something closer to the vibe of Rift Wizard 2, but I loved what he sent so much that what I ended up doing is just kind of producing what he sent me, like pitch shifting them, adding some effects, changing like the tone and quality, and then adding some of my own digital effects and recording synth over them. So the soundtrack this time was a collaborative effort. Also, I think this would be a good time to mention that the lead developer for Rift Wizard 3 is Jacob Martinez, who handled all of the post-launch updates for Rift Wizard 2. He was also the original playtester for Rift Wizard 1, so he's been involved with the series for a long time. And in many ways, Rift Wizard 3 is his baby. Dylan is still involved with Rift Wizard 3, kind of overseeing it. and kind of guiding it and, you know, sharing his expertise with Jacob and I. But yeah, this is something we've been working on for a little over a year now, and we're really excited for this to enter into early access. Some other changes that will be immediate is there are no longer consumable items that go into your inventory. So that means no mana pots, no health pots. There will be ways, of course, to figure out how to heal yourself, and there will be ways to like increase your charges and get some charges back, so don't worry about that. Yeah, but you're not going to be able to like store up stuff. So this is very typical first level. You're always going to see goblins on level 1. We have the 3 SP orbs as usual. So I'll just go to the spells, and you can see we have a few new cantrips. We have Blood Bullet, which is the blood cantrip. It shoots a projectile that deals 10 physical damage to the first unit in its path. And then we have Dragon Claw, which is a melee cantrip that deals 20 physical damage in an arc. And we have Summon Blade, which summons a temporary Dancing Blade. At one point in Dev, Bouncing Slime Ball was also a cantrip, but Dylan was insistent that it was too complicated for a cantrip, and I guess he was right about that. But that's a fun new spell. So with the smaller map size, Jacob spent several months going through all the spells and augmenting their stats to complement the smaller map size. Also, while some upgrades from Rift Wizard 2 are returning, there are many new upgrades, hundreds of new upgrades, and all the spells have at least 4 upgrades. So for longtime players in Rift Wizard 1, you could purchase as many upgrades as you want, albeit those upgrades were a little less creative. You know, they're more just like numbers go up. And Rift Wizard 2, you can only purchase 1 upgrade, where in Rift Wizard 3, you can purchase 2. And via shrines, there are ways to get more than 2 upgrades, but as far as just purchasing them outright, you'll be limited to 2 upgrades per spell. And there's some very fun synergies with that, also some anti-synergies, so, you know, be careful with the upgrades you're selecting. But yeah, in Rift Wizard 3, the currency of SP will only be for purchasing spells and upgrades, as the skill system has been done away with, and the majority of skills have been augmented and reworked into the new crafting system. And that also goes for the majority of the equipment from Rift Wizard 2. It's been adjusted into the new crafting system. So don't worry, the equipment and skills that you love show up in various forms as equipment in the new crafting system. I'm just going to pick a cantrip that you've already seen, just so you can have the pleasure of testing out a new cantrip on your own, since, you know, the demo is freely available. So I'm just going to click on Magic Missile. And work my way through the level. Alright, just as in Rift Wizard 2, you have 1 free roll per level, so don't waste that. Again, you can preview the levels, and you are not, you know, forced to commit to them, of course, so you can back out. The tooltips will show you the enemies in the next level, the rewards. It will also show prospective equipment that you will now be able to craft if you complete the level, and then just the standard info. So you'll see these rewards on the side here, Elemental Ice and Eidolon Strings. These are the components that you will be used for crafting equipment. So components are the new currency in the game. And you can see Elemental Ice has an I, so that is a single tag, that is an ice component. Where Eidolon Strings has an A, D, and E, that is an arcane, dark, and enchantment. So it has 3 pieces. So I can't obviously craft anything now since I don't have any components. We are looking at the craft equipment sheet. We have 10 full pages of equipment. There's a lot, and I imagine even if you're a long-time player, there is going to be a harsh awakening that you need to learn how to play Riftwizard 3. You might have an easier time than a brand new player, but I know for me at least, it took a while for me to adapt to the crafting system. But once I did, it's actually been kind of hard for me to go back to Riftwizard 1 and 2. The crafting system provides a lot more freedom and flexibility. As you can see, like on page 1, these are quite cheap. You know, like Arcane Shield, we just need one Arcane component, and if there's an asterisk little star, that can be any component, so there's 3 freebies. But then once you get to page 10, these are very aspirational in their design. Like, these are things you will be working for and building up towards. And if there is like something that you have your eye on and don't want to like forget about it, like, let's just think of some arcane stuff for later, like sleep is the new status effect. So since I'm doing arcane damage, maybe I'd want to lean into that. So I could click on this item and it will go in the left tooltip with desired, so I can, and then once I have all the pieces, I can just craft it from there. But yeah, with the new crafting system, I have found it to give a lot more flexibility than Riftwizard 1 and 2, where if you're using your components wisely, you know, it can really get you out of a jam. There's been so many times in development where I've been playing Riftwizard 3, I'm like halfway through a level, things are going poorly. I'm like, wait, I'm hanging on to like 12 components. Let's see what we can get into, and you know, I'll craft something to get me through. So I'm just gonna reroll, even though that level would have been quite easy because of one of the components. This has an arcane tag, so I'll probably go there. All right. So this is going. Okay, so here, this is one thing I should explain with components. We have components with on pickup effects, and those are signified by this yellow aura. And we have components with on-craft effects, which are the rare rewards. And they have, depending on how you craft them, they will augment what you're crafting for increased bonuses. But for example, this on-pickup one will summon a storm cloud over each enemy in line of sight. And this will repeat every 6 turns till the end of the level. So I'm just going to start there, just since that will be somewhat useful. You can see we're already clearing out most of the dudes, and I am just gonna stick with like spells you've already seen for now, just so you can have the pleasure of experiencing the new spells on your own. So I'm gonna go into slime form. Oops. Being really sloppy. I should pay attention. I will say the early game is quite difficult in Riftwizard 3, so don't feel bad if you find yourself getting tossed at like level 4 or 5. There is a learning curve. But yeah, each level, like the difficulty ramps up faster. And a lot of that is because you just have so many resources in Riftwizard 3. Like, Riftwizard 3 really wants you to be an absurdly powerful wizard. So the game is going to challenge you earlier, but you have, with the components, you just have so much flexibility to become incredibly powerful yourself. So the game is going to push your creativity, and it's going to invite you to be a spectacular wizard rather than just like a chud. So yeah, we've got a few more levels we can choose. One of the components I picked up created an extra rift. That's why you're seeing that. Let's see. Oh, all right. I'm gonna go here because I'll be able to craft a Newman sensor if I go here. Which, let's see how far away we are. Oh yeah. Also, I should explain. The filtering system has been revamped, so you can look at what you can afford currently, what you've never learned, what you've never won with, and of course the just the standard spell tags. But the search bar, you can just type in anything you want. So like I know the name of the spell Newman sensor, so I'm just gonna click on it so it's there. But let's say I was like, oh, I really need something that increases radius. Here's equipment that deals with radius, or maybe I'm like, oh, is there anything that makes snakes? And there we go. So the search system is much more intuitive and will really help new players get accustomed to just the absurd amount of equipment that is in Rift Wizard 3. So I need a conjuration tag and a holy tag to get this item. Which there's a holy tag here. I'm going to start here and just like, probably stupid, but I'm just going to like work my way up to there just because I want to like show this off. But this is going to summon false prophets, which is great. And with slime form, I'm going to give myself void slime. Get ready. Actually, alright, so I'm going to craft the Newman sensor, which is when allies are summoned, a burst of energy is released at their location. Adjacent allies are healed for 7 HP, and adjacent enemies take 2 holy and arcane damage. So every time I get a slime, the Newman sensor will trigger. You can see I need 1 arcane, 2 conjuration, 1 holy, and the rest are whatever. So you'll see the broken stopwatches in blue. That is because there's an on-craft effect. So if used to craft a piece with the equipment with duration, it's going to get a +3. This equipment does not have duration, so it will not have an effect, but we do need it to craft this item. Here there are 2 pieces left, but since it is the same component, we will lose a piece in the process, but sometimes that is totally worth it. So these prophets are allowing me to be sloppy and just kind of tank damage from those imp collectors. Alright, level 3 is done. Let's see. I'm just gonna peek in these levels. Alright, does anything have arcane? Oh, this one has 2 arcane tags and a slime tag. And a spell scroll. I guess we are leaning into arcane, so maybe Prison of Thorns would be worth it. I'm gonna start over here, and actually, I am gonna learn a spell that you have not seen called Rot Gaze. It's one of my favorite of the new spells. Enemies in line of sight take 3 dark damage and are poisoned for 3 turns. The reason I got this is specifically for one of its upgrades, which is Rot Feast, which is going to summon flies, which flies on their own aren't, the most impressive thing, but because I have Newman damage, every time a fly is summoned, we'll be able to exploit that. But so just so you can see what Rock Gaze does, everyone in line of sight is going to take a little bit of damage. It's not going to do much right now, but that is something that we can, you know, scale into the late game quite easily. Alright, and let's take... Oh, actually, just to show off something that is new in Rift Wizard 3, Stampede form is obviously not great for this build, but you can combo enchantment forms now, where in Rift Wizard 1 and 2 you cannot. So here, like, I've got slime form on, stampede form. I'm still going to be making slimes. I have both forms active, so you can do some fun stuff with that. Yeah, we're getting to some 5x5 dudes. This level might be a little intense for our build, but I really like the change Cyclops, so I wanted you to see that. We got this Slime Soul Idol, which is going to be quite annoying. Yeah, and I don't think we will win this level, but just for the sake of showing it off. And I do want to start on a component, which is totally not wise, but actually, you know what, I don't want to embarrass myself and get whomped while showing off the game. This would definitely be the easiest. So Realm 5 is when you're going to start seeing 3x3s, and if there's not a 3x3, the other enemies should be more difficult, slash I think the rewards are not quite as good. Yeah. But this realm will be much easier. Again, actually, I really want this, but I don't think we truly need it. So let's just... Now I'm gonna reroll just so you can see a 5x5 battle. This one might be more doable, although Storm Trolls, yeah, they're not too bad. Oh, and this one might actually, let's just deal with this Kobold camp, because this Hellbloom is going to give us a bunch of Hellhounds right off the bat. And just since this is the last level, I'm going to do right now, I will craft something. Let's see, we can do Slime Timer. That'll give us more Slimies. Magic Wand is one of my favorite new pieces of gear. From reading the tooltip, it might not sound insane, but it's often my number 1 or 2 source of damage when I lean into it. You know, Slime Staff is going to give us more charges. Yeah, then we can kind of later on, well, I guess I'm not going to play later on, but this would allow me to abuse some enchanter stuff by just spamming. Cool. And might as well craft one more thing since we can. Yeah. Slimes healing is good, because then we get more slimes. Alright, go with slime form. Gonna upgrade Rock Gaze with Felling All Foes, which is going to lower dark and poison resist with each instance of damage, which is like really awesome. Oh, I have Ooh. But yeah, I'm not being efficient enough to... I'm worried about this kobold camp. It's gonna get out of control. Oh no, I think we'll be fine. I'm gonna pop another slime form, go into stampede form, bully my way over here. Switch to Rot Gaze. Alright. And I'm gonna leave it there. I didn't really go into all of the changes, but just wanted to show off a little bit of the game and how it differentiates itself from Rift Wizard 1 and 2. We didn't get to any shrines yet, so let me peek if there are shrines on the next stage here. I'll re-roll. Alright, no shrines yet, but shrines will allow you to do some fun things to make your spells more interesting and to, you know, ease the burden of the gameplay. They're also the menagerie gone. You're not going to be able to have little monster buddies, but we do have a new reward called the Tavern, where you will get a companion that is just a hero character based off, you know, kind of a fantasy archetype, and you could have more than one of those, and they're quite powerful, and you can really lean into them with your you know, equipment and gear. But yeah, just wanted to show off a little bit of the game. I didn't explain too much, but just wanted to show off kind of how the new crafting system functions and how that kind of works. And you know, this is unscripted, so it was a bit rambly, but hopefully it gave you an idea. I also just wanted to say, I mean, you'll see for yourself when you play the game. My screen recorder always like desaturates the game, so like some of these colors are not popping as much as they should. I've spent hours and hours trying to fix the problem, but it seems unfixable. So just so you know, the colors are a little more vibrant than what you're seeing, at least in my videos and promo material. And I guess it's time to get a new computer someday. But anyways, look forward to those of you that want to play Rift Wizard 3 getting your hands on it, and hope you have an excellent time and happy wizarding, everyone.